It's gonna be recorded. It's gonna be recorded. It's gonna be recorded. What is up, beautiful people? So we're gonna wait till more people. Let me go back on Zoom. It's so weird watching myself, and I'm watching myself on two platforms. What is up? Let me post on here for people to join. All right. Good morning. How's TikTok doing? Really good. Good morning. Good afternoon. I'm gonna actually look at, because I want to make sure people are coming in. Beautiful people. So we're gonna. What's up, Derek?
Happening. I have my little guy here because Dom's doing a workout. So.
How are you?
Good. Yourself?
I was talking to Damien actually. I'm just kidding.
If there's Naz, say hi.
All right. We're gonna wait a little bit to see who's joining. Good morning. Good afternoon. Let me post this on. I'm good. How are you? How's it traveling?
It's good. We are still in Arizona. We're gonna go to Mexico in like 2 weeks.
Okay. Wait. Oh, I didn't get to see you guys. That's so messed up. I
know. Come to Mexico.
I'm down to come to Mexico.
We'll be there for like 6 months.
All right. Let me just post this link also on TikTok, on my Instagram.
Hey, don't go anywhere. No.
Sorry. I'm gonna post these things, and then we're gonna get to people. Everybody, I know we have probably more. We always have people on YouTube. Post your questions down below on YouTube. Do you have YouTube open?
Yeah, I do. I just opened it.
Perfect. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. Put your questions down below, and I'm going to post something on Instagram, and then I'm going to hop back and go through any questions you guys have. There we go. I'm posting it here. All right. All right, very good. Cool, let's get into this now. We have some people on YouTube watching. let's go through some of the things that people ask, and as we go, probably we're gonna have more people coming in. So let's do that. What payment processor do you recommend?
I'm always using PayPal for sure, but PayPal's starting to catch some slack these days. But I use PayPal and I use Stripe. I know people use Shopify payments, but like Stripe,
WordPress.
Shopify payments, same
Yeah,
thing.
it doesn't really matter. It's the same thing. Because
Yeah.
you using WordPress doesn't charge you a fee to use processor, right? Like,
Yeah,
because I know,
I still get the Stripe charge and the
yeah, I
PayPal
know,
charge. Yeah,
but you don't get charged from WordPress.
no.
Okay,
Yeah.
because Shopify does that. It charges you like 2% or something, and it charges you again for another 2, whatever, if you connect Stripe. The Shopify payment is the best way to go about it if people don't get banned, because a lot of people get banned.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. See, I don't have as many problems of being banned. I mean, Stripe is going to be the same, but like Shopify, they control all the servers and everything.
Yeah.
Whereas WordPress, it's just an open-based sort of company platform.
Gotcha. Yeah. So someone is saying, what is your testing strategy? Do you test product in a general store scale? Do you test each product in a separate store?
I always test in general stores because it's just so much quicker and so much easier. Because if you're like building a whole new store URL every single time, it just takes too much time, and it's not worth it. So what I'll do is I'll test in a general store, and then if that product is doing really well, then I'll create a funnel within that store, because I find that funnels convert a little bit better, mainly for the upsells. So I'll usually have 2 upsells per product if I'm scaling that.
Yeah, I know you do a lot of funnels and stuff. They usually do pretty good, and you make them like look. You basically brand the funnels, and then the product that actually Derek has been scaling for like a year. He's been scaling the same thing, and I think you have a couple funnels for that, right?
Yeah, so I just launched another funnel and it started taking off again, which is cool.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, so the website, it has like one URL across the whole entire website, and it'll look like a general store when you click on like the homepage or something like that. But if I'm sending traffic to a specific product, then then it looks like a branded store,
Yeah.
but it's still the same URL.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really have navigation on it to take you back to the homepage. It's usually just like, it looks like a funnel. Looks like a one product store.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty legit. I've seen, your funnels are pretty legit. All right. Let's see. What's both your experience with buy now, pay later option? You know what? I actually seen that a lot, and I have not tried it. I don't think, because I know a lot of people in Europe use Klarna. Have you ever done those buy now, pay later options? Is that what I'm guessing CT asking?
I just do buy now. You don't get to pay later.
All right, block Jake, please. All right, since you guys insist, because I don't really care about Jake. User understand. Oh, that's so good. All right, Alex. So by the way, the testing strategy, just kind of skip that one. What we do, I'm pretty much sure we both do the kind of the same thing, either on Facebook or TikTok. The one campaign for each product, 5 ad groups. 5 ad groups, and inside the ad groups you test with different creatives. Usually not all your creatives become a winning product. If you have a winning product, 2, 3 might end up becoming a winning product, but not all of them become a winning product. It's so weird because I keep going back and forth between YouTube and this, and then YouTube is delaying, so it's like I look at myself talking, but it's not matching the way I'm talking.
Yeah, it's delayed. It's really confusing.
Yeah. What's the most common mistakes dropshippers make?
Oh, I get this one. They test saturated products.
Yeah, I think so.
Like,
Like, I feel like this is something that I see a lot on YouTube, that other gurus tell you to test products that are winners. I don't know why they, honestly, I bet anything they don't know what they're talking about. And I could also put anything down that they're lying about their results and whatever, because I'm like that confident. Because once, this is what happens, if someone's scaling, they're already on TikTok, Facebook, all these, I don't know, Snapchat ads, whatever, with big budget, right? They're spending $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. If they're scaling, they're already scaling. And you come in with $50 budget and $100 budget, you're trying to compete against these people that are already spending a lot of money. Just put yourself in that, you know. And let's say if you were at it, like you were the platform, you would give the good audience to people that are spending more money compared to people that are just coming with small budget. So they outbid you no matter what, unless you have like amazing creative and completely different ads, like, you know, everything. But most of the times that doesn't really work. Sometimes it works, but you only find a small winning product, not, and nobody wants to go after a winning like small winning product, because why would you do that, you know? How do you lower your CPM on Facebook?
that's funny. I was just answering that. So I find that like the CPM is matched with like the quality of the video related to the interest that you're targeting. So if you have a video that's not doing very well, then your CPMs are going to be higher, because the platform that you're advertising on is going to say, hey, like people don't like this video, so I don't want to put it out in front of that, you know, these people. So it's going to cost you more to get it out in front of people. I find that the clicks, the CPCs, are related to like how desirable your product is. You know, if your video is doing well, then your CPMs are going to be low. If the product is doing well, if the product is something that people want to buy, then your CPCs are going to be low. If one of those is low and the other one's high, then chances are it's related to one of those two issues.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, like in general, if you're, I mean, saturated products could also, you know, lead into a higher CPM. All right, let's go back. Can I start with 200? I mean, you could, but it's just going to be like, you would need money. I'm not here to tell you don't need any money for dropshipping. You really do need money, you know, but you just don't need as much as other businesses that need to, you know, spend money. I don't want to skip any questions. Do you refresh pixel for every product that you test?
No. I use the same pixel. I just test. If the product's going to be a winner, the pixel's going to like adapt to that product. Yeah. Pixel's pretty intelligent. Like there's the, you know, like massive stores with thousands and thousands of products. They're probably not using thousands of pixels.
Yeah. Usually that's actually a rep told me that your pixel, like all your data for that product is kind of kept inside your campaign. I don't know how true that is, but I can see that because I've actually scaled 2 products or 3 products sometimes that are completely different niches in the same ad account, and everything is totally fine. You know what I mean? It doesn't really mess it up, because a lot of people are like, but what about my pixel? What about my pixel? It doesn't really matter. Like if it doesn't interfere. I forgot to go through that one. How do you optimize your campaigns? How many ad sets? Do you put insights in them? I don't know what that means by insights.
I'm not sure what insights.
Yeah, I don't know what
interests maybe.
Oh, probably interest. Yeah. I do a lot of no targeting. I don't know, Derek, what do you usually do?
I have done a lot of no targeting in the past, but right now, like I'm scaling my product on Facebook, and the no targeting is not doing as well as interest targeting. So I usually look for really, really large interests, and it's been performing better than no targeting. But in the past, it was doing really well, the no targeting. Like I hit no targeting in the past and it just like exploded, and now it's not. the same.
Yeah, there's like, I feel like there's different products perform differently too. There's products that sometimes like the interest does much better than having interest in there is does much better than actually doing no targeting. So I kind of test both and then see which one is, you know, better. Hey Naz, you missed my question above. Where was it? Reshak? Where? Oh, is that brand new or old? Wait. So saw something new manual versus automatic options on Tick-Tock. Wait, saw something new manual and automatic options on Tick-Tock. Oh, are you talking about the automatic? Some of the accounts
Bidding?
haven't used it yet. I've seen it, but I haven't used it. Are you talking about the automatic targeting? Michael asking, started with TikTok ads. Should we run the ads through our brand TikTok account or do only Sparks only? Have you seen any difference in results between these two? Yes. I'm gonna answer this one just because I have someone that's doing really, really well. I have one of my students doing really, really well with Sparks ads. So what she does, she creates all her content herself and she run them as Sparks ads, right? And the thing is, like, a lot of times, some of like she probably had like 3-4 products like organically going viral. Like she literally went from 0 to 200,000 followers on TikTok. Like she makes all her videos herself too, and there she had a couple of the products going viral on organically. So it's kind of like a free testing because when it goes viral and then she runs the ads on them, they usually perform much better than the other ones that don't. So definitely, that's something that, Sparks ads are, it's really good for branding and it's really good for like, if you're trying to grow a page or, all that stuff. What is your average shipping time? And are you shipping from US or China? We'll let you answer that.
My average is about like 8-10 days.
Uh-huh.
10 to 12 days, I guess. I ship everything from China. Like I'll send out returned items sometimes, but usually I just sell those on like Facebook Marketplace or give them away as gifts. But yeah, usually it's about that amount of time. You got to find like if you're dealing with a supplier that's taking a long time to ship, then you got to see if you can find like a first class shipping company.
Yeah.
They're usually they're actually white labeled companies, which is kind of interesting. They really they don't actually do a lot of the shipment. They just like organize the packages, and then they pass it off to like shipping companies. So if you can find one that's like doing really well, UN Express, but they're really difficult to deal with if they lose packages. There's a bunch of them out there. You just got to talk to your supplier if your shipping times are taking a long time.
Yeah.
And then Harry, I've got a question. Are you talking about TikTok or are you on Facebook? He has a couple questions in the chat. What would you recommend for cost cap spending issues?
What is it?
What would you recommend for cost cap spending issues? This is on TikTok.
So one thing is, if you're like, are you talking about the bids? If you're talking about the bids, if you're going to $15, $20, still not spending, that product most likely is not a winning product. Depending, I would just test them with lowest cost to see how it goes. Oh my God, there's this person, he keeps making new accounts and just spamming my chat with different names. Gosh, people have so much time.
That's good. Right on, man.
That?
So that's awesome that he's able to do that so quickly. Got nothing else going on in life. Okay, so what would you say better to test more with content found on internet or to test with custom content? Oh, custom content just kills it compared to like chopped up videos that you make. So I would always usually what we'll do is we'll test with content that you find on the internet first. If you see that it's doing well, then you get that product and you make a video. Now, a lot of people are nervous of making video ads, but guys, it doesn't have to be that big of a stress. You don't have to show your face in the ad. You don't have to talk in the ad. Like you can do the voiceover. You can just show, like I've seen bras, for example, and they are like on the counter. You know, look at all these cool little bras. They like all their, it's like a POV type video, and they're just like stretch them or like hold them up, you know, stuff like that. So there's nobody in the ad at all, and they do well. And then it's all voiceover from like that computer generated voice. And then how do you get around testing multiple products with one ad account, different Shopify stores? That's you now.
Wait, one ad account? Why don't you have, I would recommend having a different ad account with different Shopify stores.
I run with agency ad accounts, is what he's saying.
Hold on. Bishak, can you put your questions down below again? Because I was a little confused. TikTok, Facebook, Google, what is the best performing platform for you all? We only run Facebook and TikTok as of right now. I've messed around a little bit with Google ads, but I'm just like, it's so confusing. I don't know. I'm focusing on something that is working already.
So Wi-Fi money, I have not, my shipping costs have actually come down since, when was it? Chinese New Year. So I think that like, if you're having this supply issues, then maybe try and find a different supplier.
Yeah. Someone said high CPM, $20 on TikTok. What do I'm guessing he wants to know what to do. So here's the thing, when you have high CPM, your product is saturated, people are not clicking on it, people don't like the ads for whatever reason, change the creatives. If it's not working, if you test with different creatives and your CPM is high, change the product. And if it's still too high, just move on. If you're just testing a bunch of products on your TikTok account and it's not performing, I would just switch to a different ad account. The chances are maybe your ad account is, if you're consistently getting high CPM, the chances are there's something with your ad account.
So Jacob, you're asking, you want to move from TikTok to Facebook, but you're afraid of getting banned because you're in the beauty niche. So it depends on the product that you're selling. If you're showing a lot of like, if it's just focused on like a certain body part on Facebook, you're going to get blocked for sure. So you would have to do like the full body, or at least like sort of from the quads or thighs up. You can't, even selling a knee brace, and I was just focusing on like the knee area, and they like shut down a couple of my ads. So you've got to be careful. Yeah, they shut that stuff down. It's just like a knee, like it's weird. Anyway, and then if you're starting a Facebook account from scratch, you definitely want to warm that up. So what I usually do is I run page likes and I run page post engagement ads for somewhere around a week, and I run it like a lifetime budget before I do any purchase conversion ads. And then what I'll do is I'll slowly work my way into the purchase conversion ads. Like I won't just go and dump, a few grand on one day of purchase conversion. They're not going to like that. They want to see that you're like giving good content to users on Facebook before you start taking them off Facebook. And if you do that properly, then you shouldn't be banned. But it is simple to get banned on Facebook these days.
It's very easy to get banned on Facebook, right? If you have an aged account, is good. I know there's places that you can buy them. I have a connect for Facebook agency account. If you need one, you can DM me, or let me see if I can put the link down below. You can go check it out. It's actually free. I also have connect for TikTok ad accounts. I'm going to put them all down below. These are all free actually, so you don't have to pay anything to set it up. Like people charge $3,000-$4,000 to get these set up. So here, this is for, I'm going to put all the links. Nice to see you are an event and communicating in the world. Great. Thanks. Aw, that's so sweet. It's actually schooling.
There's Jake's list is asking what's a good amount of money to start drop shipping with. And that he is $5,000 enough. Yeah, I think that $5,000 is enough. If you're going at it alone, and you're doing just like some videos through YouTube, just be careful on how much you spend per product. I usually have a limit of about $70 to $100 per product. And if it's not going to get any sales at that amount, then I'm going to move on to the next product. And I think that that's where you're going to save the most amount of money, because I've seen people blow $5,000 with just testing like 4 or 5 products.
Yeah.
So don't get hung up on that one product. Yeah.
Don't do that. Yeah. Don't be that one of those people that spend a bunch of money on one product. If it doesn't work, just move on to the next one. All right. Oh, so the automated rules. You asked if I had a video about automated rules. So one thing that I don't like about TikTok is their automated rules. It's like completely different from Facebook, and it just setting them up. They ask for 3 days of like, when you're spending like if you have like ad groups that is $200-$300. I don't know if they're going to update it at some point, but it's just like, I don't like how it is. So no, I don't have a video on automated because they want the average of the last 3 days or whatever. So it's kind of annoying that I don't like to use them. So if you test with internet content and it works, would you agree with me? Yes. Oh, goodness, I'm sore. If you have internet content that works, would you edit them and change the creative? Yes. I would send it to an influencer, then duplicate the same concept of the ad, just so I know that it works. Because the thing is, like, you don't want to steal other people's videos, but technically you could. If there's no brand, there's no face, there's not like, is a drop shipping video, you could. But if you create your own content and it's way better than what it was, it's probably going to even perform better than the original video. To be honest, it sounds risky.
Hold on, I'm going to take Jacob here. I don't think that you should stay away from Facebook. Like I said, man, if you just take it slow, like if you're building a brand here and you want to take it slow, then just do a bunch of like that PPE content and the page likes. Your personal account probably won't get banned. It would be your business account if that was the case. But yeah, like I said, like Facebook, there's a lot of money to be made on Facebook. Don't count it out. So I would be, I would still be testing a little bit on Facebook and just see how it goes.
Yep. Yeah, Facebook is pretty good still. Like, just because you get bans, I put the link to get agency account. They test they look at your stuff and they tell you if it's safe to run it or whatever. And you got to warm it up, even in an agency account. So I have a lot of time in the day to work 16 hours or plus. Should I get like 5 store running well and not focus on growing each store, but wait, no, just get 1 store and just test on one. Why would you want to have 5 stores?
Yeah, that goes back to the general store idea. Like, you don't need to build out all of these stores. It takes so much time to build out a single store, whereas you can just build a page with a new product. It's so much quicker. Yeah. Naz, can you drop the link in the Zoom chat? The link for
the agency?
Yeah. And Harry has another question. It's going back to the cost caps. Product is a winner. I've tested cost caps at €4 to €15. €15 spend most, so I created ad groups. Can you see that? Do you want to answer that question?
Wait, sorry. Are you on Zoom or on YouTube?
We actually are external billing, but I can submit to VA and see. I can send this over to my insurance team and see.
I'm sure.
Hey, can you mute that?
There we go. I muted it. Yeah. But send it to his insurance team. Okay, what was the question?
Go answer Harry's question. If I read it to you, might
sorry, I'm on YouTube stuff. So those links are everything. So like, someone hooked me up with all these agency links. Sorry, I totally clicked out something. Okay. Could you wait? What's the question? Going back to the cost caps. Oh, product is the winner. I've tested cost cap at 4 to 15. 15 spend the most. So I created ad groups with $50 a day and 15 cost cap, but they don't spend much. Wait, why don't you do lowest cost? This is the question. Why don't you do lowest cost? Because if it's a winner, it should do well with the lowest cost. And if it's not spending on $15, you said it spend the most, but if it's not spending, then that's not the right number of bid for it. So I would just like slowly increase it, like go from 15 to 16, 17. But if it's not spending, why don't you just do lowest cost? Okay, back to YouTube. Do you do any day parting? I don't like to do day parting on TikTok. I noticed it actually messes up my optimization. It's like it stops the ads and it brings it back. So it's kind of like, why would I do that? You know?
Are you worried about a recession?
No.
Always.
Dom's like always. How do you find a good sourcing agent? Oh, which one? Who are you using now?
Big dropshipping groups.
Yeah.
Or you can message me if you're doing $20-$30 orders a day. Harry, thanks for that. Caps costs are doing more stable than the lowest cost for now. So this is like, I need more details about this. Like, I need to know how much you're doing a day, or, you know, it spends about 20% of the budget with it. Yeah, that's cost cap for you. It's just like when you're like, are you running other lowest costs? How much a day are you doing? Because I want to know, what do you mean by stable? Because I scale with lowest cost, no problem. You know, like, is it that, you know, like I need more information on this. How much are you doing a day? Or about 15 to 30 orders a day. And these are all from lowest cost ads. I mean, sorry, cost cap ads. Have you tried to increase it from 15 to, let's say, 16, 17? And how are your lowest costs? So your lowest costs are not performing at all. Let's say you tested a bunch of other campaigns or ad groups. Do they not perform? All right.
Do you do popular songs on TikTok ads?
This one in a second. I do, but also be careful because some of them are not authorized for commercial purposes. So make sure whatever that you use, it'll let you do commercial, for advertising.
Yeah, for advertising.
It's some purposes or whatever. How do I find a good sourcing agent? I told you that one. If you're doing 20-30 orders, just DM me on Instagram or something, and then I'll send you information. Can I do popular? Okay, you can. Can I do? Yeah, you already answered that. Let's go back to Harry. Los cups CPC are about lowest cost is about $1 in CPC on a cost cap, or about. Okay, so I personally always scale with lowest cost. So I actually have complete opposite experience. Every time I test with the lowest cost and I go to, I just always test with the bids too. And then they actually don't perform as good as the lowest cost for me when I'm already, or if I already started with the lowest cost. Like they literally do not like do well at all. So that's kind of a different thing that is happening on your side. So what I would do, how many creatives are you doing? It could be a creative too, you know, that is, you're getting the one, like €1. Is that £1? €1? Is that €1? That's kind of expensive. Yeah, that's pretty expensive. That's like actually a very rare. I've never seen this one before. Important question. Can you guys break down what's good and bad sign of these analytics? A way of telling of what is winning product versus not winning product with these CPC, CPR. Yes.
You want me to do that?
Should I? Someone's knocking on my door and I don't know who that is. It's kind of freaking me out. All right, you go and I'll be right back. Just a second.
Okay. So for the CPMs, I went over this earlier. Usually if your video is doing really well, people like the video, people are commenting on the video, then your CPMs are going to be lower because the platform that you're advertising on is saying, hey, this video is good for my users, so I'm gonna make it cheaper for the person to advertise. The cost per click is usually like, do people want to own this product? Are they more interested in this product? So if your CPCs are low, then chances are you know, people really like the product and they want to know more about the product. If it's high, if your CPMs are low and your CPCs are high, it's a cool video, but people aren't interested in owning that product. And then I usually just I don't even look at impressions, click-through rate personally, because the CPMs and CPCs are usually what tell me what is working. And then, like, let's say I get them to, and then I'll look at like add to carts after those two, CPM, CPCs, because if the add to carts are low and the clicks are high, then my price is usually too high. So if they're not adding to the cart, so if they're following through the funnel, they're watching the video, the CPMs are low. They're clicking through, the CPCs are low. If those two aren't working, then there's something wrong in those two sections. And then if my add to carts are low, like if I'm not getting any add to carts, my price is too high. So if I lower my price, then maybe I'm going to get more add to carts. And if my checkout page is not working and I'm not getting any conversions, but my add to carts are high, then there's something that people don't want to fill out on my form. Or it's too long, it's too complicated. So I've got to rethink that checkout page. Do you have what about you, Naz? Do you look at the clicks, the conversions, click-through rate, or anything like that?
Well, it kind of depends also on TikTok or Facebook, but they're all actually very similar, you know, kind of very, you know, similar things. Like I personally, CPC, I don't, if it's anything over $1, I move on. I would try to test with new creatives. Like it's just something that I don't mess with, you know. If my CPM is like too high, like, but Facebook is like usually, I guess, over $20, I just don't mess with it, you know. If it's with TikTok, it's like I usually look for under $10. But again, it's all about getting sales and staying profitable, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's so much about getting sales and staying profitable. And like there's times it rarely happens that like I get expensive clicks and it's a winning product. But yeah, someone asked about, I kind of want to mention this because someone says that my ads just dipped almost overnight after months of good results and new creative I tried don't work. Is that this happens a lot. And I noticed actually, this is kind of weird. I'm trying to kind of get an idea of, I kind of trying to kind of actually understand this because this happened to me a lot of times that, let's say I find 2-3 winning products at the same time and they die off at the same time. You know what I mean? So it would be like within 2-3 days, they all completely die. And I think like TikTok, Facebook, they have a time like frame. All right, this is a date that we're going to kill your ads. You know what I mean? Like, but also I notice when I get a lot of rejected ads, or if I'm getting like a lot of like, I don't know, like if I'm getting rejected ads or something like that, my ads also die off sooner, like completely, they would just die.
Is your product like, okay, this could also happen, like if we're looking at the product, like is it a product that's related to the winter time, because you're coming into a spring season? You know, you said you were doing very well in the last few months. I mean, that's a winter season. If it's not a seasonal product, then yeah, then it's odd, because this does happen. And sometimes you need to, like, your audience could be saturated. You know, like, are you showing those ads to the same people over and over again, and now they're just like sick and tired of seeing them? Do you have to come up with a totally new marketing angle? That, you know, that's like something that's like, you've been using for example, a hose. You've been using the hose in the garden, and that's like been great, and that ad has done so well. But now all of a sudden it just dies off. Okay, now I need to take that hose and I've got to put it in a totally different setting. Now I got to wash the car, or I've got to do something else with it. That's what I mean by marketing angle. See if that's something that, like, you know, I would check that. If you're trying to make new ads and they're all the same sort of layout, then go with something else.
what's in your basket?
Right.
Is that Ebenezer? That's the first Ebenezer I've ever heard of or met. You're talking about content on the internet for Facebook. It's working well. Should we do shoot your own content or re-edit the content? I like to have, you know, a few video ads in the background, like getting ready to like publish new ads with Facebook. So I will use, like we've talked before, I'll use internet content for the first test because it's the quickest way to test a product. But then I'm going to start creating new videos with the product myself, or get an influencer to do it, or you can pay somebody on Fiverr to do it or Upwork. There's lots of people out there that do that. Those usually do better. We've talked about this before. Those usually do better. If you don't have the product or you're nervous to make you could re-edit content from the internet. You just got to watch out because it is somebody else's content that you're taking. So we're trying to get away from that as fast as possible. And you probably won't ruin the ads that are working if you're using all new ad content and you're targeting a different interest. You're probably not going to have this, you know, that overlap on Facebook. But if you are like going back to the same interest, you might have a bit of an issue with the current ads, but probably not because it's going to be a different video ad.
Yep. Someone said, do you guys notice this is kind of important? Because that's also goes to like how people spend a lot of money without sending any results. Do you guys notice winning products are profitable straight away, or do you need a bit to optimize? Yeah, it would be profitable right away. So it's either winning creative, winning product. If it's not profitable from the beginning, I would change up the creative, change up the, you know, and then if it's not staying profitable, then I move on to the next product. The creative is like really important. Like I believe that creative is like 60% of your success. So how you're advertising, a lot of products could be a winning product with the right creative. For TikTok, do you leave comments on? Yes, I do. What's the workaround for TikTok killing off the ads? Make a new account? I don't know what that means. What's the workaround? TikTok killing off the ad. You mean like getting rejected? I don't know what to say to ad creator when getting them to make an ad for me, or just I would have let them do their thing. PP ads to make an ad for me, or just let them do their thing. I'm very confused.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
If you're in the beauty niche and you've got like somebody that's doing videos all the time for the beauty niche, I would probably let them do their thing. You know, maybe you have a specific angle that you want to target with, then you could mention that, hey, I'm looking at using this hose. I'll go back to the hose thing. In a car setting, I want to wash the car. I want to target people that like want to clean their cars. Then you could just like mention that. But I mean, other than that, I would probably let them just do their thing.
Yeah, and if you like go on PP ads, look at the winning creatives. That's something I like to do. I just send it to influencers and I'm like, hey, this is like my inspiration. Like this is like the type of videos that are been performing. Can you have like the same kind of thing going on in your video? Doesn't low cost spend your money super fast compared to budgeting? Not necessarily. It just spends your money. I've scaled with bids and like cost cap and everything, but I've been doing a lot of lowest cost recently. It's just been doing pretty good for me. Maybe it's just the ad account that gets, so your ad account can get used to the certain strategy. So once you do it, it's funny because like I have an ad account that ABO does really, really well. Like CBO just does not perform whatsoever. And I think it was the same thing with you that I was telling you to do CBO on one of your Facebook ad accounts. I was like, this product is doing really good with CBO. And you kept saying that every time you do CBO, it just does not perform whatsoever. Yeah. It's like your ad account getting used to certain strategy and optimizes for that. That's another thing that, because I was confused with Harry, I think it was Harry, right? Yeah, okay. That sometimes if whatever you do, your ad account can get used to it. And then if you change it up a little bit, it just can consist completely like flop.
So I've got a couple Facebook ones here. Ebenezer, you're asking if we edit the current ad. I wouldn't touch that video. I mean, maybe I'd make a new video ad with that kind of footage, mix it around a little bit. I might do something like that. And then how are you dealing with Facebook tracking after the update? It sucks. But what I've noticed is the conversion API has gotten a little bit better. I find that like my purchases can be duplicated, but my website, what is it again? Website conversion value is a very good indicator of how many purchases I have.
Yeah.
I'll have like, 5 or 6 purchases on an ad set, and it's only showing that I've got like, $300 in website conversion. So that's off. So yeah, that I go with those 2 things right now.
Someone else has asked about agency accounts. I put the link again on YouTube. If you guys want to check it out. So I have the Facebook and the Tick-Tock. You can set them up actually for free now. So it's free setup. I'm hooking you guys up with free setup with the agency accounts. There's just like a minimum budget that you have to top up. I think it's like $200 to $500, something like that. But yeah.
Oracle says, or is asking, what's a winning product using your metrics? Number of sales, break even.
Should I answer
My
Carrie?
kid's screaming in the background. So like for Facebook, winning product would be something that is making sales under $1 per click. And it's usually sitting around $8 to $12 CPMs is a good winning product. They go up sometimes to about $15 to $18 CPMs, but usually with a good video, I'm below $8, $7-8 right now. And clicks are somewhere around 60-70 cents. And then usually you're definitely not breaking even with a winning product. You're making good money.
Would have it.
Yeah. Facebook I test with $15 ad sets, 15 to 20, depends on how fast I want data.
So tested about 20 products and nothing looked profitable straight away. I had one product with 30 sales over a few days, but the CPA was a bit too high. But was it staying profitable? So it's completely normal. If you're a complete beginner, you never had a winning product, it can take sometimes 20, 40 products. Like I've had someone like taking maybe 40, 50 products, but then after that, he found like 2 winning products right after each other. So that's now the average is 25 instead of saying 50, because I know it can get very frustrating. You're testing, there's different things. They're working so hard. I totally understand. And you're like, okay, how do these people like making money? Here's the thing. People always show you the best part. They don't show you that they tested 10 creatives. They literally been spending money on this when you watch the YouTube videos, because everybody show you the good part. They don't show you that, hey, we tested this many products. There's times that we literally test like 5 products every day and we have 10 creatives. It's a lot of work. I get it. It's a lot of work, but it's not as, it's easier than obviously anything good doesn't come easy. Like you have to work really hard for it. The creatives are really, really important. So that's like something that you got to pay attention. The creatives make your product a winning product. Also the timing of the product. If there's too many people selling that product, chances are that product might not be a winning product because you're competing against a lot of other people. Yeah.
A couple of questions here. What's profitable in Europe? Which countries are profitable in Europe? And do you do TikTok in Europe? I do only USA. I only deal with the US, which is probably I'm losing out, but I only deal with the USA. It's just so much easier.
Yeah, same US and Canada, but I've been in these masterminds of people selling in like Germany, and they doing like crazy, like $100,000 a day in Germany. It's crazy. Like Germany apparently does really, really, really good, but you have to make everything in German. Everything needs to be German, but they're also from Germany. So like customer service in German, like it's kind of hard because then you have to hire a VA that completely can manage your whole business in German,
So if your videos are square on TikTok and they're not filling up the whole screen and you're taking the content from online, then what you're doing is you're taking content that is in like a landscape what do you call it? It's like landscape, right? So if you're holding your phone, it's this way and it's not vertical. So TikTok is all shot in a vertical format. So you've got to find videos that are either on Instagram or TikTok, or it's going to be half the screen.
Are you testing scaling a product on? I'm guessing you're Michael McKay. He just joined. So we do all, like I do have a niche store, but I also scale in general store. Derek right now is scaling on one product store. So all of them work. So there's no one way to go about it. They all work. They can all be good as long as you're clear about your product and your product page. That's all. So do you use lookalike audiences on TikTok? Yes, but I noticed that just no targeting, I guess my account is just used to no targeting. They do much better than lookalike audiences. Lookalike used to do really, really well, but they don't do as well anymore for me compared to no targeting.
I have never had lookalikes do well. Never. It drives me nuts. Anyway, yeah. There's a couple questions. How many products do you test a month? Naz tests like crazy. I'm scaling a product and have been scaling it for a long time, so I haven't been testing a lot of products. How many products do you test a month? Like when you're in your testing mood, it's like 10 a day.
Like probably 5 a day. But once I have like 2, 3 winning products, I'm kind of like, there's times that I have 2 winning products. Like I think it was like 2, 3 winning products at that point. I'm like, I'm lazy, you know, even though there's someone else testing for me, but I don't want to talk to them. I just like, yeah, I'm lazy. I don't want to test anymore.
If you want to work a lot, you can test a ton of products and have multiple winners going at the same time. It's definitely a lot of work. Like there's a lot of emails to respond to. It's a lot of work. But I mean, it's not like, look, I've worked manual labor jobs. This is not work, you know, like, look, I'm at a lake right now in Arizona, Alamo Lake, and there's, you know, it's like beautiful, and I'm here working, doing pretty well for myself. So it's definitely not a lot of work physically, maybe mentally, but anyway. Wait, I saw another one. Derek, do you still test products with interest? Yes, I usually test with interest. So what I'll do is I'll have like 5 or 6 ad sets on Facebook in a campaign, and each one has a different interest. I usually do not test open. I know you're testing like no target on TikTok. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes, I don't know.
And then right now, like I said previously, no interest is not working for me right now. So I have been scaling through interests, but the interests are huge. They're like multiple millions into the 10, 20 million range. So they're huge. I'm hardly even touching them. If you look at like the analytics, I'm at like 0.5% so of that interest. So it's really low.
Yeah. So this is another thing I kind of noticed is like someone said, what was it? I forgot where the question was. So a lot of people are like, oh, but you said that, what's the best strategy? I thought this is working better. So our goal is to increase the odds of people getting winning products, but there's never one way that works for everybody. Like I said, ad account to ad account is different. Product to product is different. I give my own winning products to some of my students and they just don't work for whatever reason. Their ad accounts are not optimized. Or let's say I get away with a lot of products and a lot of people can't. Everybody is different from the other person. So the goal is to optimize the chances of someone finding a winning product. Because once they have it, once your ad account is just like, you know, is good to go and it's like, it's selling, the chances of you actually finding winning products after that is just like higher. Just because TikTok is like, oh, now this person looks like they know what they're doing, you know? And it's just like your first couple winning products is going to be the hardest part. And I keep saying that because after a while, you can just like recycle them. They die off, you turn them back off, and then you turn them back on. And like literally a couple of my, like right now, the things that I'm scaling are my old winning products. I just turn them on, and then I test them every couple of weeks. And I'm like, oh, let's try. Oh, it's working again. So let's scale it. You scale it to $150,000, $200,000, die off. 2 months later, bam, turn it on again. And it just starts performing. Your first couple winning products is going to be the hardest part. Once you have that data, you have all that thing in your ad account, it's going to be much easier to rescale them. That's how you make it sustainable business.
Yeah, like when you're new, it's not always easy to know how to write ads, how to write like sometimes you'll have on most products there's like a voiceover or there's a text in it. So it's not always easy to like know how to write that copy, that sales copy. I always recommend people to go and read and learn about direct marketing copywriting, because like that's where you're going to get people. Those are the words that sell, right? That's where you're going to get people that like you get that emotion sparked in them through your words, because we're all selling through words. Christopher, you're asking how many products should a newbie test? And it depends. Like, do you have a large budget that you're allowed to work with, or do you have a job? Do you have a family? We like to, the more products you test, the more times you're going to write an ad. So the faster you're going to learn how to write that ad properly. The more video creatives you're going to create. So with creation, with practice, you're going to get better. So if you can test like 5 in a week, that's pretty good for like a newbie. You don't have to do 5 in a day, but if you can get like 5 products, 3 to 5 products a week, that's good, because now you're starting to like get better and better at writing the product page, writing the ad copy, and making the videos. And you're going through all these products. Hey, this is not working at all. Okay, I'm not going to test that type of product again.
Yeah.
So if you're just doing like 1 every month or so, I mean, that's just so long you're not really practicing very well.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. It's been an hour, so maybe we wrap it up a little bit.
Yeah,
all
I'm
right,
starving.
guys.
I gotta go work out.
Me too. I'm gonna go eat.
I started working out finally. Yay!
What's that?
I finally started working out. Naz works
yeah.
out like crazy, and she's like bugged me so long. You got to start working out, do half an hour a day. And
Nice.
now we're going to Mexico, and I know that like I'm going to be surfing a lot, so I'm going to die in the waves if I don't work out.
That's so funny.
Finally.
Wait, what are you doing for workouts?
I'm starting with runs because my cardio is so bad that I can hardly breathe. So that's my biggest fear, is drowning in the waves. So I need to be able to have like decent lung capacity, and then I'm going to start working like, just shoulders, upper body, and then running. Yeah. Gotcha.
All right. So we're going to wrap it up, guys. We'll be back next week again. I'm going to do these lives weekly. So if you have any questions, if you have more questions that I haven't answered, just DM me or DM Derek. I put both of our, I'm going to put both of our.
You know what? Actually, it's best to drop them in the group, because if you drop them in the group, then more people can see them. Like, and we can all grow together.
Yeah. If you're not in my Facebook group, by the way, if you're on YouTube, if you're on the chat and you're not in my Facebook group, go ahead and here, because I post the time of the videos and everything in there too. I'm going to put the link down there. Just join the group, and we're going to have, and any questions you have or anything, let's just do that. That's a good call. Like, I totally forgot. I'm such a bad. This is going to be much easier.
Yeah, because then other people can see what's going on, and other people can comment. We don't always get back to you immediately. Like I'm traveling, so I get on the computer in the evening. Other than that, I'm spending time with my family. But we usually always get back to you. So
usually.
Yeah.
So here, this is the group. I'm going to put it here. There you go. This is the Facebook group. It's free. Just join. And if you have any questions, just put it down there, and we'll get back to you with any questions that you have.
Thanks, Naz.
All right. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Yeah.